Hello, everybody. It's Jason.
And it's Marnie.
And it's
Thursday with Elder Kathy.
Hello, everybody.
and Elder Kathy on the move. She's in a vehicle.
He's on the move today.
I am. I'm out and about today. I got my mask, so when I go in, I have my mask on.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
Oh yeah, I sewed a few masks for myself, and I know in the schools people know Nurse Donna.
Yep.
Nurse Donna asked me to sew some masks for nurses, and I was happy to do it. And some other people have asked me to make masks, so I made masks for a few people. And I, the cloth ones I like because you can kind of breathe through them. I also had these that somebody gave us at the Sundance, and they're to me they feel a little bit thick and hard to breathe through.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So how was the Sundance?
Well, the Sundance was really good. I was really worried about it when we were getting ready to go because everything was going to have to be different. We have to be really careful. Normally when we get there, we see people, we say, hey, we run over to them and we hug them and we're just glad to see each other. At the very minimum, you see somebody and you shake hands with them. And it was a little weird at first because all you could do was just walk close to them, not even like right up to them, but just close to them and say, hi, how are you doing? And it was kind of how you see, well, how are they doing social distancing? Because this is how I feel comfortable to do it. And there was one time when I had to just say, okay, you're a little too close.
Yeah.
But normally what I would do is just, if I felt they were too close, because we're outside, I'd just take a step back.
Right.
So get in a place where I felt comfortable. So that's how I worked it out. And then we have an additional thing where people are all camping there, and the washroom situation is the portable ones, but somebody from FSIN sent us hand washing stations. So we had 3 around the area, which was good because we needed them. We want to keep washing our hands often.
Yeah.
So even the way they built the lodge was different. So normally it's all enclosed with I call it brush, but what that is like branches that still have a lot of leaves on them. And they go all the way around the outside of it except for the doorway. So if you're on the outside, you can't really see in. But the leaders had talked about it, and they said we need to have fresh air coming in all the time so that any germs are not going to just stick around inside where we are. So they decided to leave off the brush, and instead they had these trees, a little circle of trees. And so the brush was higher and made a nice shade, but then the sides were pretty open, which was different and seemed strange at first. But after everybody came, we were able to sit kind of on the hill on the side, and we were able to sit far apart, and lots of ladies were sitting on the lady side, which normally that many ladies wouldn't fit inside the lodge, and so they wouldn't have all gotten to go in. So we decided that we liked it. Even though it was different, we decided we liked it, and we might even just keep it that way from now on. So we'll see.
So things changed, but the intent or the purpose was still there, right?
Yeah, things changed, but the most important parts were the same. The people were singing and the people were dancing, and we could hear the people who wanted to and needed to talk. We could hear them. And when people at the end, they received their ended name, when they got their names, we could all see that clearly. because they stand right in the middle of the lodge when they get their Indian name, and it's announced publicly to everybody. And that's for that person like a new beginning. And so that kind of was the note of the Sundance. It's like a new beginning. It's different and it's strange and unusual and not what we're used to, but we can have a new beginning. We can do things a little bit different and we can adjust. And then maybe we might even like some bits of it.
You know, hey, Marnie, like how smart is that? When we were talking before, on
Yes.
we talked about closure, and on Tuesday we talked about, no, I can't remember anyway. We talked about closure, we've talked about transitions, and I said, I think today we should talk about new beginnings.
Right.
And there you are, right?
Yeah.
And you know, I like that because I'm in this state of I'm not sure where, because things are changing, things are closing off for the year, but we're transitioning to next year. But I'm really want to be looking with anticipation that this is a new beginning next year, and I really like that, right? New and fresh, and
And just because some things might be different than we're used to doesn't mean that we aren't going to find positive things that come out of change too, right? Like I think I loved when you said that, like things were different, but yet you still saw the beauty in that different experience, even if it wasn't what you normally, how you would have done it, right? There were still positive things that came from it.
Right, right. There were positive things. It was a little bit harder. We, you know, serving people food, we had to be really, really careful. And so people could only touch their bowls, but the servers had to dip the soup into the bowl without touching the bowl,
right,
which was
right.
extra challenging for them. And at the feast, we couldn't sit as close together as we might have wanted to, and just little things like we couldn't pass the salt all the way around the circle.
Yeah.
So if you
Yeah.
had salt, you had to use it just within your little group.
Right.
And so we'll learn those kinds of little things and we'll adjust.
Yeah.
And I think that's how the new school year will be. We're going to have to, I don't know if we will, in the middle of class, all go wash our hands, but we're going to learn how to do things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things that I've had to do is to take more time. I used to be all about, I'm going to go in this store and get this and go in that store and get that and go over there and get this done. Now I just have to say, it's just going to take however long it takes.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the bank, I have to wait, and then they call me in when it's my turn. I went to Michael's just a few minutes ago, and I was in the longest line I've ever been in my entire life.
Yeah.
But I wanted those beads, so I didn't give up.
Right. So it was worth it.
It was.
That's awesome.
I also really love that you, because you've talked about this before about using your voice with things that you need. And I love that you shared with us that when you didn't feel comfortable, like with the distance somebody was, like you used your voice to be able to say, you know, you're too close, or I think those are other things that we have to remember, that everybody's going to have different levels of comfort. And I think, you know, having the courage to use your voice if you're not feeling comfortable. You've told us that many times, you know, and I love that you demonstrated that again, that you used your voice to say, you know, I need more space, or.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the things that I do besides wearing a mask is I try to keep the distance, because I can't get sick. I don't want to get sick, because if I get sick, then the people I know and spend time with, then they'll get sick too.
Yeah.
So not just being selfish, but the way that I will usually do it is, if somebody is too close, I'll take a step back. But if they're still too close, then I have to tell them, I feel like you're a little bit too close.
Yeah.
And I try to say it in a kind voice.
Right.
And sometimes if voice tone is not enough, you can say, I want to visit with you and I like you, but it feels a little too close.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. So, do you want to give a little message to our community to wish them well during the holiday and a greeting maybe as they come back or something?
Well, yes, I do, because I haven't seen everybody in a long time. I'm trying to keep myself well so I can make it back in the fall. And I want them to do the same thing. Take care of
Okay,
yourself. Take
I'm
care.
gonna put, there you go. I put you on the big screen now.
Oh, wow. Okay. Take care of yourself. Give yourself time to do the things that you need to do to keep yourself safe. And don't be afraid to ask other people to help keep you safe, because that's really what we all want to do for each other. And we'll come back again together in the fall, and we'll be doing that still in the fall. We'll be trying to keep each other safe, and we'll do those tasks that we have to do to keep each other safe. And for the 8th graders who are leaving us, make your new school your new home. Find the places where you feel comfortable. Find the teachers you enjoy talking to. Test them out. Visit with them. See how you like them. And I know you'll find somebody there that will make you feel the way you felt at Pleasant Hill
Mhm.
and at King George and at our other schools that we all go to.
Right on.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. On behalf of Jason and I, we can't thank you enough for your generosity of sharing with us, week after week. We were saying we don't even know how many of these little recordings that we've done over the course of, the long, well, I don't even know how many weeks we've been doing this, but we want to just thank you so much for coming and sharing and spending time with us. And we just so appreciated it. And I know it was a highlight in our week and a highlight in the week for many of our like followers that, really appreciated it. So I can't wait to see you in person. I can't wait until things can be that you can teach me to sew, because I really, really want to learn. So just thank you so much.
Well, and you know what? The same thing. I don't know. We're gonna have to figure out how to have time with you next in the fall, because I
Once
know
a week, we're going to have time with you.
yeah, I'm gonna need some guidance and some help.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's been great. Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you for inviting me, because I look forward to this time too. And I think it helps me get through this weird thing that's happening. And it helps me to remember that it's going to end and it'll eventually be over. It's not right now over. So we just keep on being careful. And if this is how we see each other, then this is how we see each other, and we enjoy it. I
Right.
know I do.
Yeah, that's right.
So we hope you have a great summer, and you know what?
Yeah.
You might get a message from Marnie and meet us this summer for a little chat.
We might do, we were thinking we might do some kind of check-in mid-summer, right? Just to sort of see what everybody's doing. And so you may have an invitation to a Zoom again.
Oh, that'd be great. I think a check-in would be good.
Yeah, I think
so
so
too.
too,
That's
actually.
awesome.
I do.
Okay, once again, thank you very much.
Yeah.
You're
Take
welcome.
care, everybody. We'll see you again.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody. See you soon.
Bye.